I'm currently working with both adults and children, so mainly because I work for 4 days in a week, 4 days during the week in primary schools, so it's mainly children aged. You know, there's a bit of nursery children on my caseload, but it's mainly children aged 5 to 11. Then on a Friday I work with adults with aphasia, and they range from like 40 to older. I studied at the University of East Anglia in Norwich, and straight after I graduated, I worked as a policy and campaigns assistant just for a little bit for the charity Contact a Family. Then in about January I got a few different jobs as a speech and language therapist. In my caseload for schools I'm working in primary schools, and it's mainstream primary, so it's mainly looking at children with developmental language disorder or just needing the extra bits to do with speech, and looking at mainly delays and disorders to do with language. Then for here, it's obviously just facilitating communication for people with aphasia. Some of them are people that have had stroke long term, and some of them have only had stroke in more recent years. So I tried to use any information I had from uni, like look back at my old notes and think about old placements and things like that. And there's quite a lot of groups on like Facebook for like newly qualified practitioners, so you can look and they kind of show you the questions that they're going to ask. So I looked at that and looked at the questions, and just kind of went through my answers and had a bit of a practice. So because I've got obviously a few different supervisors having a few different jobs, with my NQP competencies, the way that I'm getting them signed off is I've chosen one supervisor, and we go through it together, and I kind of collect evidence from all of my different jobs. So it's kind of, you know, reflective diaries or evidence reports that I've written, or just reflective logs, and then seeing each of the competencies where I can fit, where I can have them ready to be signed off, or whether I need a bit more work. So just going through in like weekly or bi-weekly meetings, seeing where I could go from there. So I've been an RCSLT member since I was a student, and I think it's really helped, because for 2 of my jobs it was actually doing things within the RCSLT that I actually managed to secure them. So for one of them, I'd given a talk on policies at a student study day, and my current employer was there, and he was giving a talk about working overseas, and I actually just emailed him afterwards saying, you know, I also worked at the study day with you. I really liked what you were talking about. Did you have any job vacancies? And he happened to have a job vacancy. So just because I'd been there at that time, that had happened. And also where I've been helping out with the website user panel, my current employer here, she was working there as well, and we actually live around the corner from each other. So we got talking, and she just told me about what she does here, and I just was like, oh yeah, I'd be really interested.